Shalom, everyone. This is Shamir. I did post this earlier, and I thought I would do it again and kind of walk you through it. And my hope is, of course, that you guys will follow these through the year. Um, you can get a little binder if you want. These are just suggestions, and then divide it up into the 5 books of the Torah, and then put these each one in its place. So this is Bamidbar. Um, why that keeps opening. Anyway, can put that in your folder and put the date on it, 26 through 20, 2026 to 27. Put on the shelf. You have all these little year by year little collections of commentaries that you can look back on if you want. Just suggestion. The last page does have a section for notes. Page 4. I did make the type fairly big, especially because Hebrew consonants tend not to show up as well, especially with vowel points for those of you who might be able to read. They come out very tiny, so I decided to be best to do it in a large print like I do for students' assignments, students that I teach Biblical Hebrew and Modern Hebrew to. Trying to find eraser or back arrow, but I don't see it. They put these little icons in a different spot. But anyway, so our parashat today, or so past week, is Korach. Here's the alphabet. So I've shown you all the consonants that we've used in this um, parashat. Short, only one verse, but you see how much information is in one verse. If you don't know your alphabet, then you can kind of go through and kind of learn it as you go along. So the first consonant is bet, and then we have dalit. Then you can just put it in like for a note. Dalit and hey, right? Alphabet Gimel Dalit Hey, Vav Zion. Let me see. Chet. You can even practice writing too. So hey, it's pretty easy. Just cross and down and down. You don't have to do anything fancy, basically. And then you have chet, right? And then tet. Tet can just be really simple, down, across, up, and down. You don't have to break the line. And you have yud, and then kaf, lamed, and mem. Mem, you can write like a little house. Oops, not like that. It's just a little stem and down, across. Oops, my inner pen is a little slow, and then down again. So that's not very good, but. And then nun samech, ayin, and pei, or fei without the dagesh nina in it. And just go around and down. And ayin is kind of like a English Y. Sadi, kuf, kof or kuf, doesn't matter. Down and like a little triangle. And resh, sheen, seen. It's not shin and seen or sin. It's sheen and seen. And then tav. The last one, or tau, if you're doing the modern Hebrew. And then that's just crossing down and Make sure you have that little tail. There are a lot of Hebrew vowels, so this is just one sigol, as in the word ever, which means to beyond or over, like ever hayarden, beyond the Jordan. Okay, and then Hebrew vowels do not sound like English vowels, so you cannot pronounce them like you do English. It's like, because you would probably pronounce this ever, but it's ever. Okay, now we have Parashat Korach. Parashat, the word parashat, the lexical form is parasha, but midbar in the wilderness. And this is Korach, Datham, Abiram, and the aftermath. This is the section. It's just one verse from that section, chapter 17, verse 11, Bamidbar. Okay, in this verse, we'll examine three Hebrew words, Hamachta, so the censer, Ketoret, incense, and Kaper, atonement. Okay, Hamachta, or Machta, and the verbal root for this word is Chet, Tav, He. And you can look up in your little alphabet if you're not sure and see them up there. So Chet, Tav, and Hey. So I put that up there so you can go and look and see. Help yourself along. Teaching Hebrew yourself Hebrew alone is very difficult. So, but it's good enough for this little lesson. So most nouns have verbal roots. So het, tet, het, tav, he is a verbal root for machta. So it means to snatch away. You can look at Psalm 52 and in Isaiah 30:14, it refers to picking up coals from the hearth. The noun can refer to any utensil designed for carrying hot items. A more precise word for censer is mikteret. You can look up Ezekiel 8:11 and 2 Chronicles 26:19. Our second word, ketoret. Number 2, incense, from the verbal root kaf or kuf tet resh. Again, you can go up to our little, so I recommend printing these out. I did give you the shareable link to this so you can print it out. Now, all you have to do is click on the link and we'll bring you directly to this, and then you can print it out and make notes. So if you look up here, we have kuf, tet, and resh. And it's resh, not resh. Resh. Okay, I'm just telling you because those are generally mistakes that people make when they learn Hebrew. So this is the verbal form kuf tet resh, and to smoke or to cause smoke. And you can look at Deuteronomy 33:10. If you have a Bible in Hebrew, you can look up this verse. Sometimes Hebrew verses don't align with English, so it might be Deuteronomy 33:9. I haven't looked, but you can look yourself. And 1 Samuel 2:28, just to see the word. It might be inflected. Inflected means the form might not look like the lexical form or the form that you find in a Hebrew dictionary. It should be noted that ketoret, incense, and the more precise word for censer, mikteret, share the same root, verbal root, kuf, tet, resh. So mikteret, and then you can see ketoret in there. Oops. We weren't able to sync your action. Oh, that's okay. I don't want to try again. Because this document is shared, so whatever I write now on it is apparently just popping up on the side there. All right. And our third word, kapare, atonement. This is the verbal form. And it is interesting when you read this passage and Aaron runs into the midst of because it said that Aaron rats. Rats means he ran from Rish Vab Sadi. Um, Generally, I was expecting or thinking, why is it not a blood letting? Like here in many of the priestly laws, blood letting is regularly required to secure atonement. See Exodus 30:15. The use of incense here seems appropriate because of its use by the sinners. The cloud of incense in Leviticus 16:13 served to separate sinful men from a holy God. Otherwise, they would be consumed anyway, as just like the sons of Aaron. For this reason, too, it serves its purpose here. Thus, Aaron's action appeases God's wrath. Then we have parallels in Revelation. Revelation is not a good uh, term for this book. And for anyone who doesn't know, Revelation actually is Second Peter is actually later than Revelation. Second Peter was written around 130 AD and Revelation between 91 and 92. And even I think it was the um, First John was written 100 AD. So that's even older than the book of Apocalyptoi is better understood. Apocalyptic writing rather than Revelation. Anyway, can do your own research on that. The prayers of the holy ones, Hakedoshim. So this is the word that regularly gets translated as saints, which is really annoying because that to me is a meaningless word. It doesn't give me any kind of context as to what that is. So Hakodeshim, the holy ones, are mixed with divine ketoret, or incense, and placed on the golden machta, all right? The golden censer, because remember, now we're in the heavenly Mishkan. The prayers ascend upward with incense as smoke, similar to an ola. So an ola is an offering that is completely burned, and the smoke ascends upward, Allah. So you see that ola also shares the same root with Allah, to go up. And this is not the name of the Muslim God, so please that's a completely different thing, even though it might phonetically sound similar. So, because I have people ask me that. No, it is not. It's a verb that means to go up. The machta is then filled with coals from the altar and violently hurled towards the earth. Well, how do I know it's violent? Because the word shin lamet kaf, shalach, um, means to throw something down, but more in a violent way. This is the word that was used in Exodus when Pharaoh told the midwives to shalach, shin lamet, final kaf, the male children into the field. So it's a violent act. And then, of course, here we see the divine and how in Apocalyptoi, the prayers of the holy ones are mixed with this divine incense, and then the prayers that we pray cross the boundaries into God's holy place or his space. And also we see that the elements from the heavenly Mishkan cross boundaries into the earthly realm as well, spiritual, by this spiritual act. Um, so anyway, and then you have your space for notes. So remember now, you can print this off. You have a shareable link, and hope that you will use these wherever, even if it's just one person. I mean, I always think it's sort of odd that Hebrew kind of takes a back seat these days, that believers don't see it as that important. Even though you wouldn't even have your translation without the blood, sweat, and tears, and I mean that, of those who've translated it, and not only that, the huge array of material from lexicons. I mean, you have like 10 volume lexicons just for Hebrew. Um, It's a vast world. So this is just a tiny part, and I hope that you guys will take advantage of this opportunity to learn. All right, well, that is it. And I bid you Shavua Tov. Till next time. Bye bye.